The VO Meter. Measuring your voiceover progress. The VO Meter is brought to you by VoiceActorWebsites.com, Vocal Booth to Go, PodcastDemos.com, Global Voice Acting Academy, and IPDTL. And now, your hosts, Paul Stefano and Sean Daly.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to this special sneak peek of our interview with branding and marketing expert, Celia Siegel.
You know, usually the way that we work is I have a document we call the Brand Finder, and you can find that in my book, Voiceover Achiever. I really try to share this information so that people could, because I believe everybody should do this. You know, so there's some great exercises in there. And people don't really resist because it's all about you. So I never brand anybody, you know, like, oh, hey, Paul, I think you should be, you know, a real jovial, you know, whatever. Like I'm like picking something that you're not. It's all about finding what you are and then packaging it in a way that really works for you.
So it's a much more of a collaborative process. You're not necessarily like, this is what I think you are, Sean. This is like, you tell me, and we can work on how to package that together.
Yeah, I mean, that's my biggest desire when I work with people is, you know, I always say when you hit it right, you feel like jumping up and down. It really is this feeling of being seen. And that's when we know we've gotten there. And we never stop until we get that feeling of, yes, that's me. I'm proud of that. I want to go communicate that with people. Go to my website or ever look at any of the brands that we've done. If you know any of those talent, the goal is like, oh, that's so her. Or like, oh, that's spot on. You know, we're always going for that feeling of that is so you. Typically, people don't resist.
Now, based on the process as you just outlined it, I think I can guess the answer. But I'm curious, has there ever been a case where you've worked with somebody and say 5 or maybe even 8 to 10 years down the line, they say, you know what, I think my personality has shifted. Or when we worked together, I was raising 3 kids, for instance, and now they're all in college and my whole philosophy on life has changed. Now we need to work together again. Has that ever happened?
Oh, yeah, all the time. But it's not, let's throw the baby out with the bathwater. I need something completely new. You know, when you look at national brands and you really watch, you know, you've seen those studies on the Coca-Cola logo or the Pepsi messaging or Morton Salt. You know, every few years they morph, you know, so your brand needs to change with the trends. It needs to change to reflect, you know, it's connecting with your ideal buyer. So if you used to be a comedic commercial guy and then all of a sudden you can't voice your medical narration fast enough, you know, your brand might morph a little bit, but it's still going to be within that umbrella of like the kernel of who you are. So I've been doing this long enough. I've had my management branding company for 16 years, I think. So in that time, I have clients who've been with me the whole time as their manager, and I might be on my 3rd brand with in 16 years. So yes, your brand does need to grow and change, but if you do it right the first time, it's going to be a shift, you know, because you don't want to ruin all that brand equity by just showing up with something completely different. You want to keep that brand recognition.
So if they do it right with you, then that won't happen. You'll be able to grow as opposed to completely 180-degree your brand.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, I do a free 15-minute brand consultation. So if anybody wants to get in touch with me, I will, you know, look at and sort of sift through what you're working with now. You know, and some people, you know, it's like so many things in any business. You know, you want to get on the right track as soon as possible and really figure out, you know, if you're sending something out that doesn't look like you sound, you got to remedy that as soon as possible. And it doesn't need to be some complex, super expensive website, but, back to what I said at the beginning, it's a simple thing, just make sure what you're putting out there to meet people matches who you are and what you're doing and who you want to talk to.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the VO Meter. To follow along, visit us at www.vometer.com. VO Meter is powered by IPDTL.